Bitcoin is staring down a 30% crash to fill a massive CME gap at $77,000, the lowest drop we've seen all year. While another gap looms at $92,000, ETF outflows are bleeding out, indicators are flashing red, and even Mr. Miggles is gearing up for a wild moon landing. Stick with me as we dive into the charts and unpack what's coming next. Let's take a look right now. Here we are today, guys. Okay, Bitcoin. I think that we could possibly go lower. For the longest time, if you watch my channel, you know that my bias is towards the upside. Okay, but here's where I think maybe we have identified a possible floor for this drop. All right, possibly. All right, CME futures gap. Okay, so here it is, this gap that never got filled. All right, obviously I've been marking this. You know, I have looked at this chart. Right, those who watch my channel know, but I didn't think about this gap here. I knew it was there, right? But I didn't think about it until this guy, Ron's Crypto Therapy. Shout out to Ron. Until Ron brought it to my attention, well, his viewers' attention, right? And I'm one of his viewers. I like to watch his product, his stuff. Definitely go check him out. He's really good. And he was like, yeah, we could possibly come down here. There's a gap there. I looked at my chart. I'm like, yes, you're right. There is a gap there. I forgot about that gap. And well, it could be the gap that it's going to fill. Look how close we are. Yesterday we got even closer, 82,500. Now today we're having a green day, right? But this could just be a bounce, just a bounce, a breather bounce, right after 4 days in a row, and before we drop again, right? Before we could drop, fill this gap, and then what happens there? Okay, we could kind of hang out, or we can just move right back up. Okay, eventually I think we're gonna if we fill this one at 77,000, right? It's 80,000 to 77,009, right? It would have to fill that. It's a big gap. Then we're probably gonna fill this one too at 93,000 down to 92,800, right? Between 92,800 and 93,800. This gap right here. Okay, so at some point we're coming back up. I don't think this is over. I don't think this is the end, right? Another thing that when he brought this to my attention, I'm like, oh crap, yeah, you know, Bitcoin has dropped from this high around here. It would be just under 30%, 29.32%, right, to fill this gap, and that is honestly quite normal for Bitcoin. In fact, it's actually pretty tame. Okay, BTC price drawdown after price discovery. Okay, this is the one that we're currently at. Look how small it is compared to the cycle of 2017, which is this one. Cycle of 2020, which would be this gray one, right? And there's also a lot more of the drawdowns than what we've had. It's been extremely tame, extremely tame, guys. And you can see it right here. Look how low these drawdowns are. Nothing compared to previous cycles. And previous cycles, people made huge gains. Okay, keep that in mind. Remember this chart. All right, so you know, maybe we come down here and close that gap. We're so close that I'm giving it high probabilities now, right? I honestly didn't think we were gonna, when we were up here, you know, before this drop, I didn't think we were gonna come down here. I would have bet the ranch on it. But hey, you know, these things happen. Crypto is very volatile, and I should have looked at this chart. I should have remembered this chart and been like, you know, it's a possibility. Let me extend this over here like that. All right, it's a possibility because it's probably going to happen. But then after that, boom, maybe we could range right here for a little bit and then you know, break through and move up. All right, so we'll see what happens there. But now you have an idea. Now you know more or less where it could drop. We could drop a little bit more. Is it guaranteed to happen? No, it is not. No, it is not. We could have a bullish catalyst today, tomorrow, later, before it drops and it goes up the other way. Right. Bitcoin strategic reserve. I'm not thinking it'll happen, right? But it could be announced tomorrow. Yeah, we're gonna do a Bitcoin strategic reserve. The house and everybody is behind it. We're gonna turn it into law, whatever, right? It could happen. Some type of news could turn it all around, right? An external shock could be a negative external shock too, causing us to drop lower. But it could be a positive external shock causing us to go up higher. Okay, an external shock, you know, TA goes out the window, right? All right, so that's what I wanted to bring your attention as far as how low we can go. And another thing why I don't think people should think this is the end. SEC has been dropping a lot of cases, guys. SEC has been dropping a lot of cases. Gemini, let's see if I can find it. This is the Miggles moon landing. We'll talk about that in a second. Gemini is one, right? They dropped the Gemini case. I think they just recently dropped MetaMask, the MetaMask cases as well, and there's quite a few other ones. Ripple, XRP case, and a bunch of others, honestly, a bunch of others. Okay, and then on top of that, guys, and then on top of that, a lot of these states in America have bills in either the House or the Senate to try to get through to become a law so that the state could have a Bitcoin reserve. Some of them, a couple of them, I think, one or two of them already have denied the bill, but there are still other ones that have moved ahead and are facing another vote from like the Senate or something, right? The next step. And if that stuff goes through, and it will eventually, other states are going to follow suit. All of the states eventually going to follow suit. Other nations. I mean, I've mentioned wave after wave, guys, and wave after wave is going to come. Okay, so honestly, to think that this is the end and this is over and that you should sell before this thing goes way lower could happen. It could happen, but I think it's folly. I think it is a bad idea. To sell right now. Okay, wait, see what happens. Okay, I think we're gonna go back. You know, if we close this, then we're definitely gonna close this at 93. All right, and then I think from here we're going to go higher. Okay, guys, eventually we're gonna make new all-time highs. A 30% drop. Okay, which coincides with this. All right, a lot of things are coinciding with this, so that's what I'm thinking. Maybe it's possible. A 30% drop is really nothing. Okay, don't take my word for it. Look at that chart. Take Bitcoin's past performance. Right, as an indicator, its characteristics as an indicator. Now, volatility works both ways. During this time when there was a lot more volatility, the gains were bigger. There's less volatility, so the gains are not going to be as big. All right, diminishing returns is a thing. Although I think this, and it's pure speculation on my part, but just because of so much money I think is going to come into the space, and how much bigger we are. This cycle, I think that trend is gonna break. This cycle, the final part, I think is gonna be really big, really big. All right, so take that for what it's worth. all right, and now let's talk about Miggles. Let's look at the chart. Mr. Miggles right here at 0.0445 cents at a really great buy area. Okay, chart looks really nice. Low, higher low, higher low, high, higher high, lower high. But it's making kind of like a triangle. I mean, what's it called? Yeah, triangle right here. But it's also in this big channel, right? Right now it's lost it. But the last time we were doing this, see this line right here? This line right here. Okay, the last time we lost it, we went up and did this. Boom. Now we're here. We lost it. Eventually, we're gonna come up and do this. Boom. Get us to at least 30 cents. Right now, it's at 4 cents, guys. And this project is literally going to the moon. All right. Project is literally going to the moon right here. March 2nd, I believe. March 2nd, they are going to literally be going to the moon. They're going to be one of the few memes ever that has been on the moon. Okay, I think there are a couple other memes on that ride. Essentially, one of the team members of Mr. Miggles used to work for NASA, all right, and so he had one of his buddies or one of his associates went and started off his own business, something that allowed people, right, entities or whatever, to take a trip to the moon, right? And so he was able to talk to that guy, and apparently in one of the ship missions, they're sending Mr. Miggles along with plant stuff. I don't know if BTC, some other stuff, right? DNA, like all the stuff that's in here. Plus, Mr. Miggles is on that ship, and that ship is going to land on the moon on March 2nd. So that's kind of interesting, right? That's kind of interesting. That's not the only thing Mr. Miggles has going for it, though, guys. The team is amazing. I'm really bullish on Mr. Miggles. I think having some exposure to Mr. Miggles, especially at this price, you're going to be very happy come 2-3 months down the road, end of this year, right? You're going to be way happier. Okay, I think Mr. Miggles is going way higher. I think Mr. Miggles is a $1 billion meme coin. All right, $1 billion market cap meme coin, at least 10 billion, I think, and probably even higher. All right, so yeah, that's that. Okay, cool. That's all I really want to bring your attention. I wanted to let you know that the floor could be around, 77,000, and it also coincides with 80 being a psychological number as well. Okay, psychological barrier. So we'll see. Maybe it partially fills. We'll see. But I think we are going to go down there. All right. So keep that in mind when you're making your decisions, right? But if you have capital, you are lucky, and you should really deploy some at this time. Although it could go a little lower. Nibble, right? DCA. add some now just in case it goes up. If it drops down tomorrow, well, you have some more for tomorrow, right? And do that for a little while until you're all the way in. All right, cool. Guys, if you can, please like, please subscribe, please leave a comment. I'm trying to grow this channel. All that stuff really does help. Well, all that said, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one. Peace.